You know what? One of the glaring things that happened, and we talked about it, about the Dallas Cowboys. I picked them to win. I said they've been so bad because I told you I had no rhyme or reason. Yeah. I was going on just pure.
It happens. People win. You're not going to lose all the games.
You're not going to lose every game.
I get it.
That's exactly what it was like. It's Atlanta. My God. Am I really crowning Atlanta? They can't be beat. The Cowboys are bad. I get it. They'll luck their way into a win or what. They can't even luck their way into a win or to anything, to be honest. They're so bad. But the season's over, and you know what? You got to figure it out. Dak is hurt.
Yep.
He's going to miss a few weeks. I don't know. Are they going to finally let Trey Lance get in there? Or I know he's not the number 2 quarterback, but
Cooper Rush.
Right, but you know what I'm saying. Like,
they ain't no rush. This is, they know what Cooper is.
I already know what he is. Yeah. I would try to take a look at Trey Lance. Why not? Like just to see if he's anything, or do we need to move on? Because the guy was a top pick, right, in the first round by the 49ers. But my point is, this is not about just firing Mike McCarthy. We already know that. He doesn't have a contract for next year. We already know he won't be back. So that's not telling you anything special about what the Cowboys are. You could cut Ezekiel Elliott, right? He's not rushing for anything.
No.
This guy can't make meetings. He's late. They left him behind this past weekend because he didn't go to meetings or whatever. I don't even know how a guy whose career is hanging by a shoestring
because he feels slighted that they're not using him enough. He already said that a few weeks ago.
So you don't go to you come late to work.
I didn't say he wasn't being Petty Wop. He is Petty Wop's brother, Petty. Yep.
I don't even understand. Like you're playing football. People got to work a real 8 or 10 hours for no money, and you're playing in the NFL and you can't go to practice or you can't be on time. Like seriously.
Nope. I think it's a pout.
That's sweet.
Y'all brought me back.
I'll pout you right
Y'all
out.
not using me enough, man. I could be better than this. I think that's what you get.
No running back for the Cowboys to rush for more than 13 yards in a carry. I mean, it's really bad.
I mean, you can only go so far. But go ahead. I know you're cooking to something.
Yeah. Here's my biggest thing. You already signed a quarterback, and you signed Dak Prescott for $60 million a year. You signed CeeDee Lamb, who's more like a money market because he doesn't have a quarterback really. So right now. But if I'm the Cowboys, I think big, and I try to change what you have here.
Okay.
I would trade Micah Parsons and try to get some pieces and first-round picks that are going to fill these holes because defensively they can't stop anybody, right? And what is the point on having – you remember, he's got to get paid. He's not taking – he got a discount. He's got to get big money. So you're going to pay – you got – a quarterback with big money, a wide receiver with big money, and now you're going to sign a defensive player with big money, and your team can't win? Nah, I'm not doing that. You have to make drastic times call for drastic measures. I think they should trade Micah Parsons. Well, and throw in his podcast as a podcast.
Throw that in too, and now, if you act now, you'll get Micah's podcast. No, I hear you. And if I was a Dallas Cowboy fan, I would understand the frustration and the need to do something drastic. And I do think they should, but I do think there's a greater issue right now with them, and it seems to be cultural. Like something's just off. The mojo ain't mojoing right now. Something is not working, not clicking within the organization. You got Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb getting into it multiple games. And we're all used to quarterbacks and receivers having a moment, but they had it for multiple games. You got Micah Parsons going on his podcast talking about top 10 quarterbacks, not mentioning Dak.
Turn off your Micah.
You got Dak on the sideline. I'll be interested talking about we blank and suck. Some just seems to be off right now with them as a whole. You got, of course, Jerry Jones yelling at people, yelling at radio people, threatening to fire people. So the whole daggone organization right now is in a funk. So I don't think just getting rid of Micah Parsons is the answer. And also why I don't like that is because, as you know, I'm big on guarantees. And what that means is, like, for the most part, I know what I'm getting from Micah Parsons. Now, I'm not saying he's going to get 22 sacks every year, but I know when healthy, when going at it.
It's been a long time since that.
I know, but when he's healthy, he's not my issue. It's Aiden Hutchinson. I'm big on that. TJ Watt. Guys like that. Chris Jones for the Chiefs. That's why they couldn't let him go. Because guys like that, I know what I'm getting, and that helps me kind of ease my pains. Okay, I can that's taken care of.
The Cowboys have not been to the NFC championship game since like '96. I mean, I'm just
no, I know, but the only thing I'm saying is it's not Micah.
And you're going to pay another guy mega bucks on this team.
But the issue to me is it's who else you pay. Like you paid Dak crazy money. Micah's going to get paid, but Micah, I know for the next few years is going to give me 12 sacks, 3 forced fumbles. I kind of can pencil in what I know what's going to happen, and those are the plays that can help change games. It's some other things, some other bad decisions. Ignoring Derrick Henry, who said he would love to play in Texas again, and da-da-da. You just ignore Derrick Henry's request.
He didn't have any money.
And now, you find some money. As much as you do, Jerry Jones, you better find some money. If in Jerry's world, you go find money for Derrick Henry, who looks incredible. Him and Saquon are competing for the best backs in the league, along with the combo that you're getting out of Detroit, not singularly. But they look a mess as a whole. It looks bad. It's so disappointing because here they go again with high expectations to do something, and they just look a mess, like I said. And really, their quarterback, who Micah said ain't top 10, said it best. We blank and suck. And they do blank and suck right now. They let Kirk Cousins, go in there and go crazy. Kirk Cousins and now the Falcons have won 5 straight. He's throwing touchdowns all over the place, wearing chains on planes, got the hose, plays swag surfing. So they let the Falcons continue to have success. But they just look a mess right now, and I think it's a complete overhaul needed.
But how do you make a complete overhaul? You need picks. You need, this is what you have to take something that's valuable. You have to give to get. You're not going to get the kind of pieces you need. I'm giving. So I would take and try to go get
and I'm not mad
younger
at that.
Micah Parsons who's not ready to get paid. Go get 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick for a guy who's established, who can bring value that somebody would covet, and then you go get younger guys who you hope one of them could develop in a player similar. Now, I'm not saying he's going to replace Micah from day one and be the same guy, but you just can't bring back the same group, overpay or pay all these guys, and you can't stop anybody defensively, and you can't win. I mean,
they got some defensively. DeMarcus Lawrence is out.
What do you do, though?
Well, I'm saying I think you hang your hat on. We're missing Micah. DeMarcus Lawrence is out. Bland has just been out. I think you rest on, man, our defense, we haven't even seen our defense at a peak, and when we do, we'll be better.
Micah
so I think
played
that's
in
what
that playoff game last year against the
right, but I think that's what they're banking on. We're missing our 2 best defensive players in DeMarcus Lawrence and also Micah. When they get back, we'll be better. I'm looking at Mike McCarthy in the sense of it's not that you're terrible and we don't have winning records when you've been our coach, but you don't elicit anything. There's no mojo. You're not getting us going. Maybe there's something better out there.
They won 13 games.
I know,
but
I'm saying,
3 years.
But ultimately, he's not getting it done in the postseason. And that's team. That is their expectation. They're not the Tennessee Titans where they can be like, hey, man, we won 12, 13 games.
No, but where's this year? There's no way this team should be as bad as it is. And
that's why I'm looking at the coach. And I'm like, can you get something going?
Look at that.
Can you get some and again, this is desperate measures, right? This is what we're talking about.
We all knew that they did nothing in the offseason, that they didn't bolster their roster at all.
Well, you can't get rid of the general manager. It's Jerry Jones.
But I'm just saying, at some point, you got to start to, if you really want to shake it up and do something, you got to do something drastic and bold. That's all I'm saying.
Can Steve have a talk with Daddy one day just over some wings, over a nice little cold iced latte like I have, and just say, hey, man, Dad, I was just thinking, what if you just went home with Mom and just retired or just went and did something with you? Dad. No, hey, remember you always said you wanted to go on that excursion, that cruise for 6? Go ahead and do that, Pops. Go ahead and do that.
Yeah, but
we got FaceTime now, Dad. You can just FaceTime your boy. I'll tell you, hey, Dad, I'm in the office. This is what we're doing.
Is Steve, though, is his son not a piece of the problem?
He is, but I'm saying at least we got half the problem going if Daddy's going. My goodness.
All right.
Man, that's part of the issue.